Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we live. We are live. Woohoo! It is launch day. Launch day. Woo, woo. Welcome, welcome, everyone. So excited. Launch day of my brand new book. I just got a sample of it. A copy, real life copy. Your copy sucks. You don't. 60 kick butt lessons on copywriting, business, and life. Woo! So welcome, welcome. So
I can't get my visual. I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go.
Kindle version going on. That's great. The book is available now. Paperback, hardback, Kindle, and soon audiobook. I just finished the recording for that one, so we'll get that going probably in about maybe it take 2 months or so. But anyway, right now we thought, how cool is this? You guys have been here with me from the very beginning, so I thought this is an opportunity to kind of give you a little bit of some appetizers about what you can look forward to when you feast on the main dish that is called the new book. Da-da, da-da, da-da. So, okay, corny. Sorry about
Very corny. I think you stretched it.
so, I got to be here with daughter number 2. So we just thought, you know what? This is going to be a casual time to just talk about the book, talk about Tiara went through it and she's got some lessons. Maybe we can kind of share some really powerful stories with you during this live broadcast. So we're not going to wait any longer. I am the interviewee. You are the interviewer. Is that right? Or did we switch roles?
Well, if you interviewed me about 60 lessons that I've learned, I don't think it would match with what's written in your book.
Okay, then I guess it's me. Okay, so it's me. So all right, we're going to switch roles now. So we're going to just talk about the book. Take it away, Tiara.
Okay. Well, I feel like first and foremost, after having such an amazing success with my life as a 50-plus-year-old white male, like what in the world made you decide to write a second book? Like why now? Like why did you decide to do it?
First of all, I didn't think I would be writing one book, let alone 2 books, right? So my life as a 50-plus-year-old white man, I have a copy of that one too. Hold on. Here it is.
Oh, that one I have. Well, I have it behind me. There you go.
There you go. This one won 2 awards, by the way. Winner of 2 awards. Where's the awards thing? Over here. When I wrote that book last year, it was a book that I had going on in my head for years. I just didn't have the time to do it. And so last year, COVID hit. Time was becoming very, very available resource and took advantage of it with an amazing developmental editor that I had named Laura Gale. She was amazing. So Laura helped me get the book going. So I was thrilled with that. But then a funny thing happened.
And what was that funny thing?
I turned 60 this year.
Shocking.
I turned 60. And so what I decided to do was to my Copy Star tribe, and I see you guys are all there. So like we shout out to my Copy Star tribe members. So I wrote an article and I called it 60 Lessons Learned, before I turned 60. And it was just short little sayings and whatnot that I had learned through the years of my life. And I just figured, let me just share this with it. And it just got a really great response. And I said, you guys, would you want me to write a book about this? And it came back, yeah, do it, go for it, whatever. So that's where the idea kind of came from. I'm like, okay, I'm going to write a book called 60 Lessons, about, that I've learned before I turned 60. And so I called up Laura again. I said, hey, Laura, we did such a great job with the first book. Why don't you help me edit this book too? And she was like, I'm on it. That's great. She's awesome. So we started writing. I was putting down all my, my 60 lessons I've learned and, 60 plus lessons. And it just sort of, just started snowballing. And from there, I had way more than 60. So I had to kind of narrow it down. But these are lessons that I thought, let's narrow it to the point where let's focus on 3 things: copywriting, business, and life, being personal life. Okay. So from there was where the book kind of just morphed and just kind of took on a life of its own. And then from there, I'm thinking 60 lessons learned. That's not quite the title that will fit me, I don't think. And one of the cool things that, I have said in my life many times when I'm talking with my copy cubs, and you guys know that for sure, is when I'm going through your copy, we do the little mantra, where the mantra says, you're awesome. Repeat after me. You're awesome. You're amazing. Your copy sucks. You don't. And so that was to kind of take the emotions out of the copy critique process.
I feel like it still had emotions, Mom Boss. I'm not full disclosure.
Okay, but at least you knew I didn't hate you. right?
that's always good.
I didn't hate you, but it's like, but the goal was, let me go into this copy, let me focus on it, and let me zone in and take out the stuff that's not making it strong, and let's put the stuff in there that's going to make it strong. So at times you may hear me say something like, what the heck are you doing here? Like, you just dropped the ball here. Like, stop with these stupid, ing words and, your passive copy, and go back and fix this. So I will be talking like that, but I'm focusing on the copy. It's never personal. And so that became the mantra for us to use. And then so one night I was trying to decide about the name of the book, and I just laid in bed. I'm going, this is the name of my book. This has got to be the name. And of course, what does a good marketer do? We test things out. So I sent out three different titles to my tribe, my Copy Star tribe, and I said, okay, guys, there's 3 titles I'm looking at right now. One is 60 Lessons Learned Before 60. Other one is Write Like You Talk. And the third one is Your Copy Sucks, You Don't. You guys vote. And man, overwhelming. Your copy sucks, you don't. They're like, Carline, that is you. So that is how we got to here.
Oh, and it looks good. The cover's gorgeous. The picture is perfect. It just fits it all. Well done. Yes, it's really you. It's really you on the cover. Oh my goodness. So, well, it's really exciting. And so again, the book is out today, right? Correct?
Today is launch day. So listen, the way Amazon works, the first day of a book release is huge. If I can get more orders I can get today, the higher my opportunity to get this to turn into an Amazon bestseller. Right now, I just checked online, and it is, and it's on the Amazon Hot New Releases, and it is #1 for new releases in direct marketing. So, that is cool. That is on there. So this is you guys helping me with this. So thank you for pre-ordering the book. But now, if you haven't ordered yet, please order the book, because there's a lot of great stuff in there that we'll talk about in a little bit that you get with this book purchase. That's amazing stuff you're going to get. Okay. Sorry, I digress. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I feel like maybe it's a good time to talk about some of these special lessons that they can look forward to hearing, that you've learned in your now, 6 decades of life. I like to put it, a little weight to it. 6 decades of life.
I own it. I own every hour, minute, and year of
it. So just tying into those 3 things, it was copywriting, business, and life. A few of those lessons that I thought were pretty cool. I just thought maybe I'd pull a few of them that were noteworthy. That way, depending on if you haven't bought the book yet, this could entice you to want to read more. So you had lesson number 5, retire when you hate what you're doing. Now you're still working as a copywriter, so it kind of is a little strange that this would be a lesson that you put in your book. So what was that one? What was the inspiration behind that one?
That is just a truism. I felt like that. You say I'm working. I don't think I'm working. I'm having a great time. And so my thinking is that, when you don't like what you're doing, you need to make a change. I mean, we spend a third of our lives working. So why waste a third of your life being unhappy? And I tell a story, about my friend who, was always looking forward to retirement. All he talked about was retiring at 62. And he was working, he postponed everything for retiring at 62. And he turned 62 and he retired. And then a few weeks later, he was dead. Sudden illness, he was gone, never received his first pension check, never got to do any of the things that he had postponed for retirement. Now, this was probably 20 years ago. And so that's my friend Lou. So it was 20 years ago when this happened. And it stayed in my head that, you know what? No, there's no postponing, until retirement, to start liking what you do, as far as job is concerned. So I have made that my, core of my lessons in life is like, if I don't like what I'm doing, I got to change it. I got to retire from that thing and do something else. So that was where the concept, when I talk about it more in the book, but that's kind of in essence is, if you don't love what you're doing, then go do something that you love, and I know you got to pay bills. I know you got to get insurance, all that kind of stuff is there, but there's going to be a job that's going to allow you to pay your bills and get your insurance, and you still can love the job, or at least like it a lot.
Yep. And I think some of the questions that you asked too, and each of these lessons are really thought-provoking questions. Like you had said, what value can I bring to a position, and how do I go about finding a job that I actually like? That's just kind of really insightful, no matter where you are at life, to kind of stop and think about that. you know, where you're taking your career and just in general, if you're working that 9 to 5 job, asking yourself that question to be able to know, is it now the right time to make a change?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was pretty profound, but you know, hey, that's just me.
That's because you're young.
That's true. I think lesson 12 was hilarious a little bit to me. Don't be stupid with your money. It can go faster than it came. Because I feel like as children, you just kind of always said, don't be stupid with your money. Yeah. But it evolved into something a little bit more with your experience. So
yeah. I was telling it to adults, not just children. You know, the beauty about copywriting is your income can change overnight. And I mean, it can really skyrocket overnight. And I've seen it happen. And I've seen young people who ended up, you know, they wrote some copy, or they launched some kind of internet product or whatever, and it just took off. So they went from being zero to like millionaires, literally overnight. Okay. And so when you're not equipped to handle money like that, then you just end up blowing it. And we see that happening a lot with, you know, sports stars, you know, who came from, you know, the hood, and they were just, you know, it was rough. They didn't have any money. All of a sudden they signed a contract, and then they're living large. So they're buying all kinds of stuff, and the money's gone. And then the injury happens. There's no savings. There's nothing to fall back on. And the injury occurs, and they're right back to where they started from. That can happen in copywriting too, if you're not smart with your money. So I always say, you know what? If you something great happens and you come into a big chunk of money, it's okay to celebrate and enjoy stuff, but don't be stupid. You know, don't be stupid with your money. If you're gonna blow some money, make sure you paid off your parents' you know, mortgage, or your own mortgage, or make sure you paid off your car note. Pay off bills. You know, try to live without debt. You know, don't accumulate. Don't accumulate bills because you know you can pay for them. You know, debt. Don't want that kind of stuff. Get rid of your debt. And I go into details about it more in the book, but it's just, you know, don't be stupid, because just like that money can just come and go like that, it can go back too just as quickly. And I've seen that happen to a lot of people who weren't prepared to realize that, oh no, that promotion is not going to work all the time. Eventually it's going to fatigue, and somebody else is going to beat it, and you now won't get royalty checks coming in, or you won't have, you know, the client anymore, or whatever the case may be. So it's just, that was a lesson for my children, for life, but also in business. I talk about that. And then in copywriting, I've actually mentored a lot of young people who, like I said, became suddenly rich and were like, you know, doing really dumb things with the money until I smacked them out of it.
Well, this is very true. And then you also said, to bring in the life factor, that you said the reality is that money is just a vehicle. It's not your happiness.
No, money. You know what? If you think money's going to make you happy, you are grossly mistaken. And you know that money does not make you happy. Money is a vehicle that is used, you know, so you may need to get things to allow you to experience that happiness, but it's not the money itself that's going to bring you the joy. It definitely won't make you a better person. It won't make you, you know, happy. But it is a tool that is a very valuable tool that needs to be used wisely. And when it's done, it can be done very well.
And then getting into some of the more personal lessons that you learned too. I liked that. Well, I don't know if I liked it per se, but I felt like I should bring it up, you know, just, you know, being a testament to this being true. Don't make your kids your entire life. You really do want them to grow up and move out. So like, yeah,
hey, I see you're hanging towards more the life side of the book. I thought we'd be talking about copywriting.
I mean, we're gonna get to that eventually, but I feel like maybe they want to hear life before we get all down to business.
Well, obviously, I think we have some therapy going on right now. You know?
No, I haven't tapped into that fund. Thank you. Which is also discussed in the book.
No, yeah, I mean, it's when it comes. You know, really, you do not make your children your entire life. You know, as a parent, your job is to help them become self-sufficient so they can move out of your house and you know, be their own people, take care of their own families and whatnot. It is never for them to always stay with you, for you to have to, you know, tell them what to do every step of the way, or to coddle them to the point where they cannot be self-sufficient. Now, I'm not saying you can't have your adult children living with you. I'm not saying that at all. That's happened to me at times in my life. But I'm just saying is teach them to be self-sufficient, so that they can live on their own if they need to. So when you make your children your entire life, you narrow your life a lot, you know, because when those kids grow up, and 20 years goes by so fast, you know, when those kids grow up, then you look and you're like, well, what do I do? You know, if you're married and you haven't taken time to spend with your marriage mate and build a relationship, you're looking at each other like, I don't even know you. I don't even like you, you know, because the kids were the glue and now the glue's gone, so things dissolve, right? So it's sort of, no, be, be your person. Your children are going to learn the most from you when they see with the examples that you set. So be happy in what you're doing. Whatever job you're trying to do, be happy in it. Whatever, people around you, have around positive people, have outside relationships that don't center around your children. When you say, oh, little Joey is my life, you are in trouble, because you're about to raise a spoiled brat. Because little Joey or little Susie is not your life. That person is a very important part of your life. Don't get me wrong, very important part of your life. But your child should not encompass your entire life.
I like that. That's really profound too. I mean, it's kind of your experience. You had 4 of them, and we know that we were loved, but I never felt like I was the center of your world. Put it out there. Now,
one of the many little highlights.
Oh, well, thanks. I'm glad I made the highlight reel. Thank you. So moving more into now the business part of things, which I had it listed in here. I was just trying to,
Oh, sorry. I didn't know. I didn't plan this in advance.
As a person before we start talking all business.
Okay.
So, well, I thought lesson 26 about do not sign non-compete agreements. I think this is kind of really nice because you have copywriters that are starting out at different stages. And, they're presented with these opportunities. They're presented with opportunities to make some money. And this is something that they're so caught up in making the job. But this is something that you had very firmly stated. Don't sign non-compete agreements. Why? What's the danger?
I have found, first of all, let me say, these lessons are lessons I've learned in my life, and is a very imperfect life, a very flawed life, but I think it's still a very successful life. So I'm sharing with you what I know. I am not a psychologist. I'm not a sociologist. I'm not any kind of ologist. Okay. So this disclaimer going on right now. I have found in my career that non-competes did not benefit me. They benefited the company, but they did not benefit me as an individual, because non-competes are like golden handcuffs. Yeah, you sign this and you'll get XYZ. Maybe it's stock options, or maybe you'll get a raise, or you'll get a title, or whatever else that says that you cannot compete with another company that is considered a competitor of your with your company, right? And that's all good and fine when everybody's lovey-dovey each other, right? But guess what happens? People get fired. All right, job, companies change. Your great, wonderful boss may end up retiring or get fired. And now you got this other boss who's horrific to work for. And now you're still stuck, because if you leave, then you can't take the skills that you've learned, the skills that this company wanted from you. And that's why they got you there and they locked you up with the non-compete. You can't take those skills to go earn a living, to take care of your family. And so if I'm signing a non-compete, I'm going to honor it. I know people who sign non-competes and they don't honor it. They do things under the table. That's not me. So if I'm going to sign it, I'm going to honor it. And I see what it says and I refuse to sign it. I'm not going to give someone the right to tell me where and who I can work for and when I can work for them, with the exchange of saying, we're going to pay you some money now. I'm going to find a company who values what I do and will pay me for what I do. But when we part ways, I'm not stuck with a company, because they'll hire somebody to replace me and keep on going. But now I can't go do my job with a skill that I've mastered. And I'm very, it's very valuable. I can't go do it because I've signed a non-compete. And again, I go into details about it in the book, but that's overall sort of my feeling about that. I did say in the book that if somebody wanted to offer me like $1 million,
No, you said $100 million.
$100 million. They want to offer me $100 million, to sign the non-compete. Then I might change my mind. I may say, you know what? No problem, boo. But that has not happened yet.
Yes, I love it. I think you said it really well. You are ultimately cutting off your ability to capitalize on your talents when the work relationship ends. And it's like, oh man, you forget that part.
It will end. Don't ever think you're so wonderful, you're so valuable to a company that they won't fire your butt. Because I have seen it happen. I've seen it happen a lot.
Some of your children have experienced that. I, for one, have not, but some have. Just to put it out there. Now, I love this one here. I'm going to pull a quote before I give the lesson with it, but you said it for this particular lesson. In copywriting, in business, and in life, I look for opportunities to take me out of my comfort zone and discover the unknown. So that goes with the lesson. Be afraid and do it anyway.
Be afraid and do it anyway. Now, again, I'm not condoning, highly risky activities that may kill you. What I'm saying is there's a lot of things that we can be afraid of that are not life threatening. The idea of, should I leave this job and take another job? I know the security that I have here, but this job offers me something that's kind of interesting, but I'm scared to leave my safety net on that. If you look at that other job and you say, this job offers XYZ opportunity for me to grow and do this or whatever, be afraid, do it anyway. Go ahead, push yourself, because when you're uncomfortable is when you grow. Okay. When you are comfortable, you stay static. And it's really not really a static, because we either are moving up or moving back. There's no middle ground. So there is no staying static. You're actually going down. You're kind of getting old. You're not getting excited about things. So find challenges. I mean, you get fired from a job, go to that boss and just say, thank you. Play with their mind. Thank you. Because guess what? You got to find yourself another job. You got to get your butt going. You're going to have motivation to get it done. And guess what? You should have known you were going to get fired, because there are signs that tell you that it's going to come to an end. Now, we may ignore those signs a lot of times, but they're there. They are there, that if you were, keenly aware of what's going on, you could see my days are numbered. And you chose to stay blinded until somebody had to pop you upside your head and say, you're out of here. So thank that person for waking you up. And then go find a job that you like, or go start a business, or go do something that takes you out of your comfort zone and makes you afraid, but at least it gets you up every morning to go, I have no idea what I'm going to do today, but I'm up, so let's go figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all feeling me out there? Are any of you out there who just find yourself unemployed, underemployed, unhappily employed? It's time to pick it up.
Un.
Yeah.
There's you have uns. I don't know. I hopefully feel free to put in the chat and say, yes, that's me. Give us a thumbs up or a whoop whoop, something like that. So we'd love to see the comments in the chat. Got 100% in there. Thank you so much for sharing. But because that's what it's all about, is just trying to be able to, it's nice to have someone with your experience to be able to give the real talk, straight, direct answers that can help motivate people to make the change that they need to conquer their fears and to just go ahead and just push themselves forward, even if they are uncomfortable or scared about it. So nicely said, Mom Boss, if I do say so myself. Now I'm going to jump ahead a little bit to lesson 39. We got a new year that's kicking up very soon. And so this is something that you've done. I know from personal experience you've done for a number of years, but you said create a theme for each new year and be true to it. How has that helped you in your career, in life, and building your business?
It's helped me stay focused. I'm an ENFP personality type, Myers-Briggs. So that means I can be all over the place, anytime, all the time. Not a problem. I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable in the erratic lifestyle. That's fine. But by doing that, when you start constantly doing one thing or another, you find out that you got a lot of balls a lot of balls in the air, but nothing's getting done. Nothing's moving. Right. So this is something I've had to do to help me get focused on, okay, you can't do everything in one year, but what are the important things you want to accomplish? And then when I put that together, and I break it down, I give you in the book how to break it down by your personal goals, your social goals, your financial goals, your spiritual goals, your physical goals, break it down that way. And you put a couple of, really very direct, specific goals under that says, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, not like I'm going to live happy, or I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to exercise. That's not it. It's going to be very specific. I'm going to exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes. I'm going, and you have to, that kind of specificity is what I'm talking about. When you do that, you're setting kind of a nice plan for yourself for the year. So when something comes up, it's easy to make a decision, because the decision is just going to be, does this work with my goals or not? Okay. So when we had a property management company, we bought homes, fixed them up, and then we sold them later on. But when we were doing that, if the goal was buy 2 properties at a good price this year, if that's the goal, right? All right, I'm minding my own business and a great deal comes up on a house. Guess what I'm going to do? Decision made. Decision made. Okay, this works with my plan. But if my goal this year was, nope, we're not buying properties, we're trying to pay off debt, and a great deal comes up on a house, it's so great, so awesome. Guess what? That's a great deal, but it doesn't work with my goals. So I can pass up on it. So it comes off like I'm making all these spontaneous decisions, like, yep, we're doing that. Nope, we're not doing that. Yep, we're doing that. No, we're not doing that. That's because I know what my goals are for the year. I know what I'm trying to accomplish. And so when I'm doing that, it's easy to let go of stuff that's going to that's going to derail you. And it's going to help you find the things that are going with where you're trying to go.
Mm-hmm. And you said, I don't call them resolutions. They're just guidelines for success. I was like,
because a goal without a plan ain't nothing but a dream.
Amen. No truer words have been spoken. I love it. That's awesome, Mom Boss. I thought this was kind of a profound one, because we know, even with our crazy copy system live mentoring show, woohoo, whoop, whoop, a lot of our members have different backgrounds. If they don't speak English as a first language, they were, all various types of backgrounds and how they were raised, society, culture, all those things can factor in. So I thought this was interesting with lesson 43. Don't be ashamed of where you came from. Use your past to launch your future.
Yeah.
So how could that help support those ones that, might be having these blocks, these roadblocks?
Well, the beauty about the copywriting industry is it doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter where you came from. Doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter what your skin color is. Doesn't matter, what your income bracket is. None of that matters. What matters is, can you write good copy?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can write killer copy, you can get a job. So the whole, many times people say, well, I came from a poor background, and so that gets, my self-esteem is low, or I'm not going to be able to amount to much because I was handicapped as far as not having opportunities as a child. All that is true. No one's taking that away from you. So I'm just saying, own it, own it, and then figure out a plan to get yourself out of it. All right. So let's say, for example, you came from a situation where maybe you had parents who neglected you in so many ways. Okay. So think about that sometimes and say, okay, my parents neglected me. I wasn't really taken care of as a child, but what did that do for you? Did it cause you to be independent at a much younger age? Did it cause you to have a desire to do better? Did it cause you to want to find ways to handle things better because there was no one there to help you out? Did it make you think? And they make you grow up a little faster than you needed to. So those are all those are good skills you developed because of the environment that you were in. And so you can just look at that to say, well, yep, I would have loved to have had this little, Brady Bunch family, or this, whatever ideal family and you have in your mind, but you didn't. You didn't. So what you did have was an opportunity that allowed you to grow faster, to do things on your own more independently than somebody else who maybe had somebody who was much more, coddling, or just much more in their lives. So I'm just saying, just look at your situation and just own it, that you didn't have what you want, but now as an adult, you have the power to make decisions. You have the power to do things. For example, when we were growing up, we did not have a lot of money. And so we didn't go on a lot of vacations, and so one thing I'm like, we just didn't. I went to the beach one time as a child, and my sister and I had to share the bathing suit. So she went in first, and then when she finished swimming, we went and changed swimsuits, and then I went, and that's what we did, because one time to the beach. It is what it is. That's how we grew up. However, I said, when I have my kids, I want to make sure that we do these things. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to go on vacations. We're going to do things that I didn't get to do as a child. I owned my childhood. I thanks to my mom, she, took care of us as best as she possibly could. So thanks for that. But there's a lot of things I would have loved to have had, and I didn't. But as an adult, I'm going, you know what? My kids I'm going to live my childhood through my kids right now. So we're
we all had.
I want to go.
We all had our own swimsuits. We wore hand-me-downs, but we all had our own swimsuits, so we did not have to share.
Yes, so that's so I'm saying. So and then I get a little deeper in the book about it because it's not. I know not everybody has a Pollyanna life, but I know people who've had horrific lives. And they are still living the past. They're still talking about what their mother or father didn't do or should have done for them or whatever. And they're 60 years old and still blaming their parents. I know people who've had horrific past, and you would never know what happened to them in childhood, because they've made the decision to say, I cannot undo what happened to me in my childhood. I only have the power to make the changes right now in my adulthood. And when you do that, you're taking power back instead of giving it away, to dead people who didn't do something for you when you were a child. So that's what I'm saying is own it, and use that as a reason for you to keep going.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That's really good. It's very powerful too. Oh yay! Steve says he can't wait to read your book. It's on his Kindle. Yay! That's so exciting.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. Oh yay! So another one of your lessons that you talk about. A lot of times people read your promotions and they say, "Oh my goodness, this is so simple. I can do this." Right? And you have
all the time.
Yeah, all the time. But you have for lesson 46, it's only easy when you know how. Because then they try to do it and they go, I can't write like Carline. So what's the deal with that?
Well, when they tell me stuff like, man, you right, this stuff looks so easy, I can do it. I can, just go ahead.
Okay. Oh no.
Go do it. Go for it. Yeah, think about it. You look at someone who's got amazing talent, somebody who can sing or can play an instrument, and you're just like, wow, this is amazing, right? But for them, it's easy because it's second nature. Why? Because they have studied their butts off. They have put thousands and thousands of hours into their skill to master it. So they keep doing it often enough so that it comes off as second nature. So it's so easy for them. You're like, wow, that's pretty awesome, right? Well, it's somehow, for some reason, it's the reverse when it comes to copywriting. People read my stuff, they're like, man, this stuff looks so easy. I could do this, And I used to go like, no, you can't. Now I say, okay, go ahead. Go for it, because I know the deal. I know, like Clayton Makepeace said, don't compare your first draft with my 16th draft. I know what it took for me to get that copy to look so easy. And it was not easy. It can be easy when you know how to do it, but it's not like somebody's going to come off on the street and go, I can do this right now. I'll be Carline's control because I can do this kind of stuff. So I just let them talk and I go, okay, go for it, boo. But I tell you what else I do in the book too, in that chapter.
I think it's also really nice that this is something that you get to show and teach and train our members that are part of the Crazy Copy System live mentoring show, is that they get to understand your process for how you get it to that simple, easy to read process.
And let me tell you that our Crazy Live System mentoring show, our Crazy Copy System live mentoring show started a year ago. We are officially a year old and onto our second year, had our anniversary 2 weeks ago. And this is like a mentoring show you will not believe. First of all, it's me and Tiara together on here, right? So she's my co-host and producer, but it is a live show and we are mentoring on the show. And we are, you're looking over my shoulder. I'm showing you what I'm doing live. You're seeing my files open up. I'm showing you this. You get a chance to earn while you learn, because you can create headlines and cover tests that we will actually test with real live clients, so you can get samples that you can use to get jobs with it. And if your cover test wins, I pay you. So it's a pretty amazing show. I mean, I know I got Ismaray, Charlene. Who else I didn't see no other names popping up, but I know they are my tribe, my crazy folks, my crazy tribe members.
Barb is here.
Barb is here. So these are my crazy tribe members, and we have a phenomenal time every Thursday for 2 hours. Now we have a lot of fun, but it is a lot of work, right, people? Guys, so we get to work. In fact, we're in the middle right now of creating a new cover test for another client that we're going to be testing soon. So it's amazing. So I'm loving the Crazy show.
And I just want to real quickly, because I love that people are just logging in to get their books right now. But Cheryl wanted to know, does it matter if we get the paperback to get the freebies? I can get it tomorrow.
Let me tell you about the freebies first.
The freebies.
Okay, let me go. Okay, so I did do a pre-order. I said, hey, pre-order my book, and I gave a special gift away for that. Well, that's done now. We are right into the what you're going to get when you purchase the book. Now, I'm telling you, my fellow copywriters and other people in the industry have said, are you crazy? Are you crazy? You're doing this? This doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, hey, yes, I am crazy. I am crazy. I know that. No big deal. But what I'm doing is, when you purchase the book as ebook, paperback, hardback, and when the audio comes out, audio. Any of you, when you just purchase my book, you will get $1,799 worth of free gifts. Now, let me tell you about these gifts because they tie into the theme of copywriting, business, and life. Okay. The first three gifts, I talk about critiquing copy, right? That's why I said your copy sucks, you don't. So, and I say, hey, I could be harsh, I could be mean, I'm trying to get your copy right. And so I can be pretty brutal when it comes to that. So I'm going, why say it? Why not just show it? Right? Like, from Missouri, I'm the show me state, right? So I thought this is great. So I got 3 live critiques that I did with my crazy copy system live mentoring show, folks. And I showed them on 3 different, we did a critique on sales letter, critique on email copy, a critique on writing bullets, right? I think that's what it was. So we have those 3 critiques and you get to see me in action doing critiques for copy. Now, this will help you when you look at your copy, because you're going to say, I'm making these same mistakes. But Carline said, don't do it. And she said to do this instead. So you would go through the whole process with me with 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 critique sessions. So you can kind of see what that is. That is a $1,200 value that you're getting when you buy the book. Plus, I also give you 10 of my swipe files, my all-star swipe files. Now, if you bought my first book, I had given away 17, I think it was 17 of my swipe files then, right? These are different swipes. Swipe file meaning winning sales promotions that you can use to study, to reverse engineer, to find out, why did she do it this way? I'm going to try that approach on my copy, or I'm going to see how she did this. I'm going to do that. You have something you can use to study, to tear apart, to learn from, to use so you can, as a guide to help you write your copy. So I'm giving 10 new swipe files. So if you bought the first book, don't say, I already have the swipe file. You don't. These are 10 new ones that you're going to get on from issues, blood circulation, on heart. I forgot what the category. I have different categories of promotions that I wrote for. So you get 10 of those. That's a $500 value. And you get that free. And then my favorite one, actually, the next one is a special, we call it Passing the Torch, a special mother-daughter interview that Tiara and I did. Yep, you and I remember that one for Marcella Allison's Mentors Collective. Well, we did a really special interview where it really ended up being about copywriting, business, and life. And also unleashing your inner hustle and learning about, the importance of family and traditions, and all that became an amazing, amazing interview. So I included that. And that's like a $99 value. So I included that into the whole bundle. So that is a total of $1,799 worth of copywriting gold that you get when you buy the book. And even if you buy it on Kindle for $9.99, so $10, you get $1,799 of free gifts. So that's what you get. So, Carline, you crazy? I'm like, yeah. You know what? I want to do this. I want to do this. I'm at a stage in my life where I'm very much into sharing what I know, giving you as much as I possibly can to help you to grow and to help the next generation of copywriters kind of take it on, passing the torch. Come on, you can do this. And here's what I've done. And here's how you can do it too. And it's just, so you're going to invest $10 for ebook, $20 for paperback, or $30 for, $30 for hardback, or it'll be like $15 for audio. That's what you're going to invest, not just one time. And you're going to get almost $1,800 worth of stuff that you couldn't get your hands on if you wanted to most of the time. I'm like, I know I'm crazy, but I don't care. Because I want you guys to get my book. I want you to get the book. I want you to love the book. And I want you to give me great reviews on Amazon for the book. Because you're like, I can't believe I'm getting all this amazing stuff from this, So that's what I want. And that's why I'm doing it. And it is, yes, the answer is yes. If you pre-order the book, you still get the $1,799 worth of gifts. If you order an ebook, paperback, or hardback, or audio, you still get it. Just make that purchase for the book in any format you want, and you get the $1,800 worth of stuff.
Oh, I feel like I should have that. It's Kindle too. You can get on your Kindle. It's hard to do with the screen. Yes,
I haven't even gotten the hardback. I literally just got this paperback cover. This is my very first one.
Hot off the presses. Hot off the presses, indeed.
Hot off the presses. Now I can go online and order it, but I had to get this thing last minute. Going, I don't have a book to hold. I don't have two books to hold.
Oh, wow. We're just waiting for the other one to be decorated as much as the first one with all this.
Yeah, look at that. 2 awards. 2 awards for this book. That's pretty cool. I'm very excited about that. And again, thanks to you guys. If you hadn't bought the book and supported me with this, it would not be winning awards. So thank you, and support me again. I mean, look, a copywriter can be direct, right? Buy my book now.
Oh,
get it. Claim $1,799 worth of free gifts when you purchase my book today.
I think that's fair, don't you?
Oh, but wait,
there's more. Oh no.
Wait, there's more. This makes a great gift. This book. So give it to the writers in your life. Give it to the parents in your life. Give it to the aspiring entrepreneurs in your life. Give it to anybody who you want them to have some great sound advice in your life, or somebody who just wants to give them some funny moments, because you'll crack up with the book. So give it away as gifts. That takes care of all your shopping right there. Everybody gets a book.
Best gift ever. Just
best gift ever.
So I thought it would be nice maybe if we gave them one of something you say, and you say it a lot in fairness, and I do think it's something that you live by. But one of your lessons, again, you said this is the #1 reason you are a successful copywriter. And that tied in with lesson number 54. So that lesson is?
Write like you talk. Is that right?
That is correct. I was just making sure. I was like,
I'm going off of memory here. I'm like, I know what I said, but I don't know what number or lesson it is. But yes, write like you talk. I drill this into my copy cubs. I drill this to you guys all the time. When you write, the reason why my copy looks so easy is because I'm having a conversation. I'm just talking to you. Like right now, the way I'm talking is how I'll be writing. If I was turning this into a promotion piece, I'd be saying, write like you talk, and that's how it would be, so short sentences, break off your thought midstream. It's okay. Write like you talk. And I really believe that is one of my secrets or successes to being able to be an A-level copywriter. Is just make that copy look so easy because I make it conversational. I am not writing legalese at all. I am writing conversation in print.
And I think I like that one too, because it does lead into, which is our very special, the lesson, the reason why you have the book is lesson 34, your copy sucks, you don't. And the reason why half the time your copy sucks is because
you're not writing like you talk.
There you go. But I thought it was very profound with something that you wrote about writers. And even this could tie into to just how special it is to have a mentor like you creating copy. You say writers identify with their words. So if someone is attacking your words, it's easy to assume they're attacking you too. So what would you, for writers that might be like, oh, I'm so sensitive about my copy. Like how could you help them overcome that?
You got to just back off. If you're asking someone to give you crits on your copy, you're not asking them to tell you how wonderful your copy is. Okay, that does not help you at all. If I read your copy and I'm like, oh, this is really good. This is really nice. Wow, that's terrific. What have you gotten out of that? I mean, except just feeding your ego, like, oh, great. But I mean, really. But if somebody says, you know what, I like it, but you kind of confused me here. I didn't understand what this meant over here. Or
well, I just thought I would try to do this, and I would just do.
So if you have to do that, if you have to explain to someone, when my copy cubs say, well, I meant this over here, and I said, unless you plan to go visit every one of the 1 million+ people who will receive this promotion in the mail and explain to them in person what you meant to say, then I highly recommend you change that crappy copy. And I say with a smile.
Most times.
It's like, come on, don't do that. Don't do it. So when you want someone to read your copy, you want them to look for areas like they stumbled on. So have them read out loud. If they're stumbling on a word, change the word, not the friend. Okay. So look at it with that kind of view. Ask people who can give you, feedback that you need to make your copy stronger. When you say you give a great illustration, they're like, yeah, but I didn't get that. Don't say, well, what it meant was, no, change it. They didn't get it, change it. Find something simpler. Find something that they can relate with. Evidently you're not connecting with your prospect. So, the person who's reading it is your ideal market, and they're telling you, I don't get that. Or I didn't, wait, what happened here? Or they go, hold up, I gotta read this again. Those are all signs to tell you that something's wrong. You got to fix that. Okay. So lesson 34, your copy sucks, you don't. That's a reminder that, listen, critiques are meant to really to tear down the copy, find flaws in it, and then to help you to make it stronger. Like, this is a weak spot right here. You lost me here. I don't understand what you're saying here. Go. This is a big word. Why are you using a $10 word when you can use a 10-cent word? So those kind of critiques will help you. So when you're getting critiques, shut your pie hole. Zip it. Listen with 2 ears. Listen to what's being said, and then just go back and say, okay, how can I implement this? You don't have to agree with everything on the critique. You don't have to do that. But you have to at least be able to say, I see what the critiquer is saying. I don't agree with that. I'm choosing not to follow suit. Okay? You can make that decision if you want to. At your own risk. You can make the decision. But be quiet. Don't interrupt. Just listen to what's being said, because if anybody's willing to give you critique on your copy, you need to thank them. And you need to listen to what they're saying to you and go back and say, I thought I was clear, but obviously I'm not. So let me go back and make it clearer. Let me go back and fix it. And I promise you, when you do that, you'll find holes and stuff that would have tripped up your reader and have them lose interest. And now you've got them interested. And then you're connecting with them, and you're going to make that sale.
And then afterwards, thank your mentor. That's another thing, but that's, she talks about that later, which we've had many of our members that are part of the Crazy Copy System live mentoring show. That is hands down. After they get their fiery crits, they wipe their tears, and then they write the emails thanking the mom boss for helping them get the results that they were going to miss out on if they didn't allow themselves to go through the fiery heat of her crits.
And recently, I've even gotten gifts.
Oh, yes, you get gifts too.
I got gifts. Great. Valerie sent me a drum set, a little toy drum set, because on my YouTube channel, the Carline Cole YouTube channel, I have for the Which One Won series.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't seen it, please go watch that. But it's kind of help you pick which one of the cover tests won in various challenges we've had. So I would make my little fake drum rolls. So Valerie sent me some little fake drums for me to use in the future. So thank you, Valerie. And I've gotten beautiful flowers. Ismarie sent me some beautiful flowers to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. I've gotten some nutritional yeast from Andrew.
It's crazy. Just crazy things happen.
I've got crazy stuff, man.
Crazy.
Yep, I've gotten plastic poop.
Yes.
I still have it. I still got my poop. Remember?
Oh, that was from a poop show. More about that another time. I will have to save the poop show stuff for another day.
I got poop. I hang out with the coolest people.
This is very true. And it's never a dull moment. That is for sure. So, Mom Boss, I wanted to ask you, in particular, what would you say after writing this book? You have your 60 plus lessons that you put together. Which one would you say was your favorite one? Either that you just were like, this is my favorite lesson in life that I've learned, or just the favorite one that you enjoyed putting in the book. I had to do it. I had to ask which one.
That's like saying, which one is your favorite child? Which one?
Yeah, but some of us already know the answer to that.
Which one of you is my favorite?
I mean, it just goes without saying some of us know the answer to that. Just put it out there.
Really? Answer the question, for real. Which one of you is my favorite?
Well, I don't like to be direct. None.
None of you are my favorite, okay? None of you. They know that from day one. They've known that from day one. I think, it's a good question, actually. I think I can tell you my favorite line in the book.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's probably more powerful to me. And it comes from lesson number 60, where it says, I am not Superwoman. I just play one in life. Sometimes I really do need help. And so that was a chapter. And in that chapter, the very last sentence, people say things like, well, Carline, how do you do this? How are you able to, you got successful business, and you raise your family, and, you're doing all these things, you're traveling, you're doing all this kind of stuff. And how in the world do you do that? And I explain exactly how I do it. And the first thing I say is, I don't do it.
Mhm.
I have an amazing support system. I have a husband who's very active in child rearing. I have my mother, my mother-in-law were great, wonderful grandmothers who helped me with my children. I have a congregation that was very supportive, to my family. I have friends that I could count on to help me when I want to pull my eyeballs out or something, because my kids are driving me crazy, or my husband's driving me crazy, or somebody's driving me crazy. So that I have a wonderful, like I said, that the whole network of people, my little village that it took to be able to be successful. And we all need to cultivate that at some point or another. But the point that my favorite line in the book, it says, where is it? It says, so I said, so I cringe when someone asks me how I did it all. I didn't. I said, we did it. Am I super? No, but I am supported. And so am I super? No, no way, no how, but I am supported. And that was the message that I wanted to give. It's like, I never want to come off like, oh, she's done it all. She's done it. No, I did not do it by myself. I will never be the one to do it by myself. First of all, I have a spiritual guidance that I go through. So I know that it's not me. I have to rely on, I have a higher power. I have to rely on my God to help me. When I'm going through difficult times, I have a mate who has been supportive for me to help me, through rough times. I have my children, and now even as adults who are very supportive for me. But when they were children, they had uncles and aunts who were supportive of them. So I have a support system that has allowed me, to accomplish the things that I have been able to accomplish. But it is never by myself, never alone.
That's very true. That actually was one of the ones I was going to bring up later on, but since you said it, I'm going to check it off my list. Okay. And then I'm going to follow up to ask you, since that was your favorite line that you liked there, I would say now, which would you say was your hardest lesson for you to learn?
That one's easy.
Okay.
I forgot what lesson number it is, but that's the one about forgiveness.
Oh, that was a very good one.
What was that one? I forgot what lesson number that was, because I flat out said, I'm still working on this. Mm-hmm. I'm still working, to really understand forgiveness. And I had to, to define forgiveness is not necessarily condoning what someone has done, but it is just acknowledging it. And it is, forgiving the person, not for them, but for you. So you don't get stuck. And especially when something horrific happens to someone you love, and I talk about that in the book, it's hard. It's, like I said, I would say I'm still struggling. I've gotten much better with it, but that is probably something that I still, even in my 60s. That's plural. I'm 60 singular. Look, I will own it, but I'm not going to round up. I'm not rounding up, okay? So I'm just saying, even at this stage, it's like, oh boy, that is still something. But I also realize at this stage of my life is that it's mandatory that I practice forgiveness, because I can't claim to be a Christian and not do what Jesus Christ did when he was on this earth, which is teaching us to be forgiving. That'll be like hypocrisy. But at the same time, I know it's not something that is easy. And again, especially when it affects people that you love, it's hard. So that was probably the toughest chapter for me.
I like it. That's really powerful and very profound. And I think even just after traumatic years that we've had in the past 2 years, that would definitely be something that maybe many have to struggle with, having to cope with, just having to deal with the losses and the unexpected challenges and the disappointments, and just kind of how to process and let that go and still be able to thrive in the years to come and look forward to the years to come. So I was looking through to find it in the book. I had it noted and I highlighted it, but it is a lesson in the book, and it's definitely
the forgiveness one.
Yeah, I couldn't find what chapter it was. I was scrolling and listening, and I didn't want to lose track of it. But you'll find many, many more lessons just like these, including sports bras and lots of underwear exchanges in there too. Not that we try to be racy at all, but it happens inadvertently. As you might say.
I can't find it. It's like there's a lot of lessons in this book.
A lot of lessons. I'm like, oh my goodness. So it's hopefully it'll be something that, like I said, even whether you're looking at it.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up the therapy fund.
Absolutely not. No.
Look, lesson 23. I'm taking over this interview. You're not asking the right questions. The lesson 22, the day you give birth, open a therapy fund. Your kids can use it to fix all the stuff you screw up while you raise them. There's more about that on lesson 22. Yep. So
I have said I have never vocalized any screw ups. I just said, hey, just suggestions for the future.
The bra one you talked about, lesson 15, a good bra can make you look 5 pounds lighter. My favorite is the Notori Yogi sports bra. And I go into details about my business. What about lesson number 27? Black people do go to therapy. Well, hold on. Black people do go to therapists, but they're called girlfriends.
So again, you want to share? I asked you what your favorite one was. Whatever. You totally just went off with the script.
Well, here's another one. Lesson 28. When I look fat, I slap the heck out of the mirror and then waddle away.
There you go. So again, if you're looking for support for your goals and things like that, I think you'll inadvertently pick it up if you read this book for sure.
That was it. That was one. The other one I like, I can't find it real quick, was the one that says, if you give me a gift that says assembly.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You're not my friend. That is very true. And it is terrible. In fairness, I gave you one gift. You're like, oh, what are the rules? I don't understand. And as I'm explaining it to her, she lost track and was didn't.
And that gift is still in the box 2 years later.
Testimony to the fact that what is written is in fact factual. So if you are reading this, what she says is the truth. So we've got the last 4 minutes before we have to end our special Q&A. Well, special
live stream for our book launch.
Live stream for the book launch.
Where's my? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Woo woo.
Okay. All right. We digress. So just the last few things about the book. Again, how can everybody get access to it?
Okay. The best way, let me tell you, to make sure you get your free gifts, to get the best way, and it'll tell you more about the free gifts. Yes, you can go to Amazon to get the book. You absolutely can go. It is available online, okay? However, instead, go to carlinecole.com. That's my website. When you go to my website, as soon as you see my website, a big old photo of the book is going to pop up. Click that button, and it will take you to a landing page that tells you what you're going to get in the book, all of the details. I'm going into specific details about what you're going to get as far as the free gifts. And then you can just go from there. You can click, because that way we will be able to, we're going to activate, there's a code that you're going to get in the book. So you go through the website and then you go ahead and put your name and email address on there. And then you're going to go from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, wherever you want to order the book from. You can then hit that button. But I'd rather you go to Amazon right now, because we're trying to get Amazon orders up. But you can go ahead and hit that button, and it'll take you to Amazon to order your book. And then when you get the proof of purchase, then you would just, then you're set. You really are set at that point, because you'll get the book, and you will, when you get it, you'll see exactly where it is towards the back of the book. There's a link for you to click that link. And then that way, when you click the link, we know who you are, because you've already registered, and you will get access to the $1,799 worth of free gifts. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. Come on. Is that not cool? Who has ever bought a book for $10 and gotten $1,800 worth of gifts?
I have, because I got your book. So
you got my book, yeah.
So I have.
Okay, besides her, who has an inside track? Besides her, who else?
Oh, I think a lot more. And I think what's even nice is we're watching them. They're all excited to get it now. But again, what's great about the book is that it's what the mom boss lives up to. It is straight talk, real deal answers. There's no fluff about it. She speaks the truth about how to survive in this business. She teaches you some valuable ways to become a stronger copywriter, stronger business person, how to be able to get those jobs by just changing your mindset over. Those are all very valuable tips that you just can't get from anybody else. They try to sugarcoat it, or they tone it down, or they hide their secret weapons. She bears it all. But that's not the kind of book. It's just, you just get it all.
That's my third book.
Oh, no. We cannot promise that you're going to bear it.
I'm not bearing it all. I'm just bearing it some.
Okay, yes. But again, it's available right now. Please, if you haven't already gotten it, make sure you get your copy of Your Copy Sucks. Oh, wait. You don't. Now available on Amazon or on Carline Cole's website.
Go to the website. Go to CarlineCole.com. CarlineCole.com. Go there so you can just click in it. You can get registered so that you will get your link will be working for you so you can get your book and you get the book.
60 kick butt lessons on copywriting, business, and life. It's a great way to kick off the 2022 year. If you are ready to take your writing to the next level, why not give the mom boss the chance to help you just take it to the crazy level? Because that's always going to be much more fun. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We really appreciate it. Again, leave great reviews on Amazon when you read the book. It's amazing. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.